Howdy! Welcome to another episode of Dinosaur Parkour, Faster, Better Mainframe Programming. The topic for this video is Edit Macro, DISP first. Put the DISP equals share before the dataset name, version 1, because we will update this edit macro in another video. I'm your host, Chris P. Fried. Very soon, I will have a granddaughter. This edit macro was created using ISPF for ZOS 2.4, which is also known as ISPF 7.4. While working on an assembler program, I needed some JCL to do the assembly. What's showing on the screen is the assembly JCL that I found and tweaked. But I'm not done with the tweaking. Notice line 13 through 15. The DISP equals share is coded after the dataset name. My preference is to code the DISP equals share before the dataset name. I think having the DISP equals share before the dataset name makes it easier to read a list of concatenated datasets such as line 13 through 15. I want to quickly show the edit command that can be used to update these lines. Then we will look at an edit macro that does the same thing. Two commands have been stacked on the command line. The semicolon is my command separation character. It's exclude all line, semicolon, find all line that contain the string, comma, DISP equals share. 5 lines meet that condition. Now let's issue the command to remove the DISP equals share from these lines. Change all, comma, DISP equals share to a null string for the non-excluded line. Now we need to add the DISP equals share before the DSN equal for the non-excluded line. Change all DSN equal into DISP equals share, comma, DSN equal for the non-excluded line. Now the DISP equals share comes before the DSN equal. Notice where the cursor is. It is just after the first DSN equal. It is on the letter S. I'm going to cancel out of this member because we want to run an edit macro written with REXX that does the same thing. Enter the member again. The edit macro, or the command, is DISP first. Command DISP first not found. Why? Well, because I forgot to run the TSO Setup Macro and my personal REXX lib is not being searched. Let's resolve that. On the ISPF primary option menu, select option 6 for command. Put the cursor on the line in the history to run the setup REXX, enter, which copies it to the command line. Press enter to run it. Edit the JCL again and type DISP first on the command line. Press enter. Voila. DISP equals share comes before DSN equal, and the cursor is on the command line. It is not within the data. I will explain why when we look at the REXX exec. Pretty short exec. Most of this exec is actually edit command. There's only 4 lines of REXX showing on the screen. Lines 6, 10, and 15 are easy to spot because REXX statements or keywords are color-coded red. The 4th line is line 1. That is an important line. Line 1 through 5 is a REXX comment block, but line 1 serves an additional purpose along with being part of the comment block. It's not a random comment line. Edit command can be written using CLIST or REXX. When ISPF TSO finds its exec, it looks to see if the word REXX is coded on the first line. That is how ISPF TSO knows this exec is using REXX instead of a CLIST. The word REXX needs to be on the first line of any REXX exec that runs under ISPF TSO. I want to explain why I mentioned the cursor a couple of minutes ago. Exit and return are 2 ways to terminate a REXX. Return will be explained in another video. The exit command is on line 10 and 15. Exit terminates the exec and returns back to the command panel from which it was invoked, which for this REXX should be the JCL edit session or panel. When an exec is invoked from an edit or view session, exit 0 means the exec was successful, but leave the cursor within the data based on the action of the last command that impacted the cursor. If the exit on line 15 was exit 0, it would be impacted by line 12. The cursor would be just after a DSN Equals. Remember when I pointed out the cursor was on the letter S? Exit 1 means the exec was successful and the cursor is to be placed on the command line. Exit 1 is my preference so that the user can easily enter another command without the need to press the home key. Line 6. There are different command environments running under ISPF TSO. The more common ones are TSO, ISREDIT, ISPFF, and MVF. There are 2 or 3 other specialized command environments which I've never used. The address command on line 6 makes ISREDIT the default command environment. Basically, the way the REXX works is like this. 1. Look at a statement. 2. Does this statement contain valid REXX syntax? Yeah, handle the REXX stuff. 4. Pass anything that cannot be handled by REXX to the requested address space. Therefore, on line 8, REXX sees a string, but REXX was not told what to do with that string, so it passes it to ISREDIT. ISREDIT knows what to do with its slewed all. For line 9, ISREDIT will set the return code to 00 if the find command gets a hit. If the string is not found, the return code is 04, and line 10 exit the REXX with a 1 so that the cursor is on the command line. Line 14 is problematic. That line is messing with the edit profile. If the edit profile is locked, that is a temporary change. If the edit profile is unlocked, the profile table will be updated. If this edit macro is in a shared library, I would suggest removing it. It is not nice to mess with other people's edit profile. For personal REXX, line 14 is okay. In another video, I'm going to change this REXX to handle both DISP share and DISP O. This has been another episode of Dinosaur Parkour. Faster, better mainframe programming. Thank you for listening. If you're not already a subscriber, there should be a subscribe icon on the screen. If you found this video useful, please consider becoming a subscriber.